Time now for a bigger picture with Dr. Dan from Sioux Falls Hypnosis. Good day, sir. How are you?
Good day. How are you?
I'm fabulous. I'm excited for today's program because I think this is going to be a fun one to chat about. So we're going to talk about, when people are looking for answers, sometimes they hear this mantra, the answer is within.
Oh, the answers are within you,
and
my
we've heard this before, but the answers are not always within, are they?
The answers are hardly ever within.
With me, I think the answers are without more often than
right.
ever.
And that's a brilliant bit of insight, because it's that whole the answers are within is very seductive to all of us right now. We like that idea.
We can solve this ourselves. It's in here somewhere.
Or that I am the answer to my own problems, or that I do have all of this smarts locked up inside me.
I am the cause of most of my problems.
See, but therein lies the rub. That's exactly right. So what I always tell people directly, or whenever I hear that, no, the answers that you need are virtually always outside you.
Yeah.
And so the first thing, like you said, you've very aptly noticed you are the cause of most of your problems.
Almost all of them, yeah.
Right. So what I would remind you is that it is the things you think, the beliefs you hold, the attitudes you have, and the feelings that you are carrying that have placed you in this situation in the very first place.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
It is you. You brought yourself to whatever you're experiencing, and and it's keeping you there.
And sometimes it's your circumstances that bring you there, but at the end of the day, it's still you that brings you there.
It's still you. It's still your choice, your behaviors.
Yeah.
The thoughts, feelings, attitudes, values, behaviors that led you to where you are. That's it. You led you to that place. And we can say, well, it's circumstance or it's outside me, but that perspective is deadly. Once we start, blaming other things outside ourselves, then we have no control over our lives. Then you're a victim.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to be gained in that. But this whole idea is if you're not happy with where you are, if there's some aspect of your life that you don't enjoy, you'd like to change or whatever, the first thing you have to accept is that the things you told yourself, the things you felt, the choices you made were wrong, or at least not useful.
And it's okay to be wrong. And it's okay to
admit we've
that you're
covered
wrong.
this.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be wrong. But what that means then, just automatically, is that the things you need, the new learning you need, the next steps you need, the guidance, whatever, it's outside you.
Yeah.
Because you can't continue to rely on a flawed map to get you to a new place.
Absolutely.
If you always do what you've always done, you always get what you always got.
Yeah.
And if we don't take in something from the outside, the map we have of the world remains the same.
Yeah.
And it will always lead us to this very similar place. Yeah. All roads will lead to Rome, the same Rome we've been going to forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we need something from the outside. We absolutely, positively have to take in information from outside of us, because the map we have in our head obviously isn't matching our reality, our world, in a useful way.
And sometimes those changes happen along the way. Because I remember one time I got in an airplane, and we had a very specific destination. Mm-hmm. But then, while we were flying, there was a giant blizzard that hit that destination. And all of a sudden, we didn't land there because they decided we don't want to die in a blizzard.
Right.
So they used some sort of common sense, and they used this ability to think things through, and we landed somewhere else. Mm-hmm. None of us on the plane, nobody on the plane really wanted to go to that other place. We bought tickets to go over here, but none of us really wanted to die in a blizzard either. So because they thought this through, the destination changed for all the right reasons. Mm-hmm. None of us were excited to, hey, we're going here instead of there, but it beat the alternative,
right,
of trying to land in a blizzard and potentially dying.
And sometimes the destination has to change. Sometimes that has to happen. But what that means is that you have to be open and flexible and ready and willing to take in new information from the outside, to really take it in. And this is another tricky point. So if the answers are within, one of the things that I feel entitled to do is if I get information from the outside, I feel like I'm entitled to judge it and decide whether it's useful or not.
Yeah.
Now, the same flawed thinking and feeling and behaving that got me where I am is the same flawed thinking and feeling and behavior that's judging the new information. It's saying, all right, well, I'll decide whether I believe this or not.
Yeah.
And that's really the kind of it's almost seems backward to us to understand that we're not even qualified most of the time, especially if we're really stuck in something.
Yeah.
We're not at all qualified to judge this information that's coming. We just simply need to take in information from the outside world that is useful and start to apply it so we can begin to get a different result, so we can head someplace else on the map, so we can make a different choice. Something is different.
Nice.
And and again, that is not the answers are within you is a gospel of despair.
Absolutely.
It truly is.
If somebody listening is saying, I could certainly utilize some help with this, again, Sioux Falls Hypnosis, you guys do a bunch of different things, but if somebody's trying to quit smoking, if they're trying to lose weight, if they're trying to maybe get some of the stress out of their life or find a better way to deal with it, I know those are some of the big things that you do. What is the best way for people to connect with you? And maybe are there other things that we should talk about that we didn't mention that you do as well?
Primarily weight loss, stop smoking, and stress management.
Nice.
And then there's anybody who's, let's say, there's just some aspect of your life, a pattern of behavior, something that you're ready to change.
Yeah.
And that covers a lot of ground.
That does,
So-
yeah. And I'll tell you, it works really well. And I will tell you, I went into this a tiny bit skeptical because I'd never been through hypnosis before.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know if this is going to do anything. And I can tell you absolutely, positively, 100%, I am very convinced that it is a very, not only a good thing, but it's something that I recommend to others now because again, I'm a believer now. So.
And you can find us at SiouxFallsHypnosis.com, or you can call us directly at 605-702-6691.
Very nice. Again, Dr. Dan, SiouxFallsHypnosis.com.